The Nintendo Switch is fast approaching, and it might seem like a few games for the Switch have already been revealed, question mark. We're gonna go over some information here. Nintendo Life is reporting here saying that this new hand-drawn 3D platformer might be teasing a Switch 2 release, and you'll see why. And this game is actually called Ruffy and the Riverside. Now, I don't know much about this game. I know it's been popular, and if you do know the game, honestly, I did a little bit of research on it, and it seems to be very, very, very interesting. So it's apparently, let's read here, and you guys can see for yourselves, really. So last year, the hand-drawn 3D platformer Ruffy and the Riverside was announced for the Nintendo Switch. In an update, the German indie developer Socrates Laboratories has now locked in a release date. See, this is where we get to the meat and potatoes of this, right? So this is a developer telling us that basically it's coming to the Switch too. And it says that it's on June 26th. I continue reconfirming the game will be coming to the Nintendo Switches. So both the first one and second one. I don't think they're gonna just drop the first Nintendo Switch, so they're still gonna try to milk that cow for sure. On June 26th, 2025. Now what this means, of course, if this is true, that means that the Switch has to release before June 26th, or this is a launch title and it releases at June 26th. On June 26th, so we don't know. But this is, you know, of course, like I said, take this with a grain of salt, but this was, of course, shared by the indie developers on the laboratories, Socrates Laboratories. So make of this what you will, but given that the Switch 2 is due to arrive at some point before the end of this year, it seems like the wording of the PR could be hinting at an eventual release of Nintendo's hybrid successor. Thanks for the heads up, Go Nintendo. This is a reference there. Yeah, so basically what I just said, right? This wouldn't be the first case of this type of teaser, with the team behind Yuka Replay also recently confirming that they are bringing their remaster to the Nintendo platforms. And other notice that is Nintendo platforms. It's quoted, so I believe they're not making it for the Wii U or the Wii, right? There's no way. When they say Nintendo platforms, assuredly they're talking about the Switch 1 and Switch 2. Notice the plural there, which is very important. And other upcoming games, and that's a quote, by the way, upcoming games like the Demon Slayer sequel locking in releases for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. Okay, Nintendo Switch family of systems. Okay, it's another quote right there. Interesting. This is very, very, very interesting. Of course, the main update here for now is Ruffy and the Riverside, and arriving on the 26th of June, because they actually gave us like a hard date right there, and will no longer make its original Q1 2025 release window. Below is a quick summary of what you can expect when Ruffy does land on Nintendo, and can find out more in our previous story here on Nintendo Life. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, the game seems very interesting. Like, it's a hand-drawn game style. I've seen a little bit of the gameplay. Kind of hard to, I mean, fans of the series will probably already know about it. I'm not gonna talk a lot about the game. I mean, again, I looked at it, but I encourage you guys to look it up yourselves and, you know, decide for yourselves what you think about it. But here we go. Yeah, so this is I think this is a small description of the game right here. So very interesting, very interesting. We might be looking here at a possible release for the Switch 2 here on 26th of June of 2025. I mean, I don't know why they would share that, and like, wouldn't that be like a spoiler for when a spoiler, quote unquote, for when, right? Like, okay, if it's releasing June the 26th, June 2025, then that means that the Switch has to release either that day or any prior date. Of course, some rumors have said that the Switch is to be released. Some leakers with some track records have come out and said, or at least one has come out and said that it's gonna release early June, so they kind of cooperate here, these two, so that's pretty interesting to see. Also, in other news, I also wanted to touch on other Nintendo titles or other games that might launch with the Switch 2. So, as we can see here, this is Phil Spencer, who is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, so basically the CEO of anything related to Xbox and all that stuff. And not Bill Gates, not to be confused with Bill Gates, but Phil Spencer says, Nintendo and their innovation, what they mean in this industry, I just always applauded the moves that they make. Spencer said when asked to react to the Switch 2 reveal, and I quote, they did a little flash video. I know we'll get more detail over time. Really looking forward to supporting them with the games that we have. So I mean, this is not a confirmation of anything, but they're definitely alluding to, you know, they're gonna make games for the Switch 2. Now we know that the Switch 2, by the leaks that we've seen, apparently, a motherboard picture of the Switch 2 has been leaked, and we know that if that is true, we know the computing power of the Switch to some degree, and it's not going to be the most incredible piece of equipment. I would say something somewhat comparable to the PlayStation 4, according to the leaks. I mean, we don't know this for sure, but I'm just kind of going off of that. And this means that we could be seeing a lot of Microsoft games, and I looked up all the Microsoft games and what we could expect to see, and very interestingly enough, we have stuff like Roblox, for example, which is not on the original Switch. So we could be seeing the arrival of Roblox and more heavy games like Forza. We could see the arrival of, more interestingly than anything else, I think Halo series might be on the Switch. I know there's been some leaks and rumors about that as well. Again, this is all, you know, these are people on the internet. I mean, you can't really believe everything, but sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're right. You never know who's right or wrong. It's just the way the internet goes. But it would be amazing to see. I mean, imagine seeing Halo on the Switch, right? But yeah, this is, I mean, we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff here. I know that Minesweeper, yes. Minesweeper is the one I'm actually like super excited for, so I can't wait for that one. So as reported here on Tom's Guide, interestingly enough, Nintendo Switch 2 rumored release window and launch games tipped by leaker. Here's what we know. Now, none of this information is coming from me. Again, I'm just reading off of this news outlet here. So, again, let's see what they have to say. A new report has tipped an exact release date for the Switch 2. I was talking about this just earlier, and it's sooner than we thought. The Nintendo Switch 2 release window could be 3 months away in June. I think this was interesting. In June 2025, according to a YouTube leaker, corroborating previous rumors surrounding the console's launch. This is the leaker's name. I believe he's on X. I think I did look at the original tweet, I think, that this person had made. But we're not going to get into that. We'll just keep reading this. But a leaker with something of a track record of revealing game news published a video claiming Nintendo will officially launch the console at the end of June. Wow. The end of June, that coincides with, you know, June 26th. I mean, they're certainly, I mean, I don't know if these people are, you know, together and they know each other or whatever, what's going on, but this information is kind of like all happening just recently, just as early as yesterday, I think is when this was published. But according to what I've been told, and this is a quote, apparently, the Nintendo Switch 2 is currently planned to release at the end of June 2025, he said. I don't have an exact date, but that's the current target. What I'm hearing is that it will be officially revealed in early April. What? officially revealed okay, not released. I was thinking released. My brain's dead apparently. With a release set for late June. Okay, so early reveal on early April. Well, we do know that we are gonna have the direct for early April, the April 2nd, which is fast approaching, and we'll definitely get a lot more information and get to know like exactly. Perhaps we're gonna have launch dates and stuff like that, which I think we should be able to see. And if there is anything third-party wise like Halo, and if they score Halo, that's gonna be amazing. I'll also use this time to well, I'll say it after I read this. But there's one more topic I'd like to touch on. If that date sounds familiar, it's because it's the same window suggested by an ex-Nintendo employee earlier this year. The employee, known as Sean, worked as a sales lead for Nintendo and believes the console will be released around mid-June, before the end of the school year. Okay. And the early April reveals lock in. Nintendo is hosting a Switch 2 themed Nintendo Direct on Wednesday, April 2, 2025, starting at 9 a.m. and 6 a.m. Pacific. Very interesting, and I do believe that's very, very, very interesting. The company has revealed that we'll get technical specifications of the new console in a closer look. And a closer look at the Switch 2, of course. Whether or not the price and release date are revealed remains to be seen. I mean, if they're releasing it in June, I mean, I don't see if this leaker is right and they're releasing this in June, I don't see why they wouldn't reveal it in April. You know, I mean, it's like a few months away, so it wouldn't make sense for them to hold out on that. I mean, because they want to prep people because this console is it's gonna be more expensive than the Switch One, right? Like this is guaranteed. You know, it's gonna. I mean, it's a newer generation console, of course. It's gonna be more expensive, but we'll see. I'm banking on a $400 price tag, but we will see. I know that people have been speculating that inflation and things of the sort might affect this price. So we'll I mean, there's no way of knowing. We just have to wait and see. But 400 does seem to be it does seem to me as the correct amount, to be honest. Okay, in this video, XS makes some big predictions on third-party titles expected to join Mario Kart 9 in the Switch's 2's suite of launch titles, of course. And he goes on to say, under quote, it says, I can say that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, that is a crazy title. Sparking Zero would be a great title. I mean, we did get all the Tenkaichis on the Switch. I do believe we got Tenkaichi. I know I played Tenkaichi 2 on the Switch, and it had on the Wii. I keep saying Switch. On the Wii, let me correct myself there. And that thing had like you had to use the whole Wii remote thing. It was just wild to do a Kamehameha. You had to like punch your friend in the face because you didn't have room to do it. But I mean, there was some allure to it. But to be honest, I'd much rather just have regular buttons than to do like all these fusion dances just to throw a Kamehameha. But anyways, expected it to be one of the very best Namco games to arrive. Okay, so. A Bandai Namco game, Sparking Zero is a fantastic game. Absolutely love that game. There has been a lot of speculations and rumors about Elden Ring and Tekken 8 coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Well, from what I've been told, these two games will indeed be coming to the Switch 2. So Elden Ring and Tekken 8. I mean, I expect the Switch to be able to have third-party support. I expect the Switch to... I expect Nintendo actually to really dig into third-party support here and really get those games that people... But again, this is kind of like the Wii U situation where when they started dishing out the games on the Wii U, like the Call of Duties and all these games that people loved and the Dooms and all that, and everybody had already played those games. They've already been done with those games. They moved on, and then the Wii U is like delivering them. And so this hurts Nintendo's sales, but I mean, to have Elden Ring on the go does seem pretty interesting, and I think some people might be into that. Okay, but going on further, this is reportedly, or by this person apparently, what they say is going to be the launch titles for the Switch 2, which is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Fallout 4, Starfield, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and that's an oddly specific one. Again, the Microsoft support there could be like we just saw earlier. And Halo, again, with the Microsoft support, the Master Chief Collection. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting things we're looking at here. For sure, now, all of these are, of course, rumors and leaks and all that, but it's interesting to go over them. And it will definitely be interesting to see if these predictions and these leaks actually come true. But we know that at least this developer or this developing company has already said at least that on June 26, 2025, the game is going to be released on the Switches. Okay, so that's, you know, take that as you may, as they say here, as Nintendo Life says here, you know, make of that what you will in their own words. As I will say the same, make of that what you will. I've also heard a few rumors here and there, and I'd like to see this myself, that Final Fantasy VII Remake and also Final Fantasy XIV, the online critically acclaimed best MMO ever. Don't be mad at me if it's not your favorite MMO, I'm just saying, might be on the Switch too. So we know that Yoshi P has mentioned that he would like the games to be, and this was like at the end of the beginning of last year, I think, when he said this, that he said that he'd like to, you know, have the game on, or Final Fantasy 14 on the Switch. So we could be seeing that too. That would be fantastic. And the Switch 2 is really lining up to be. They're hyping this product up, man. They're hyping this up. Nintendo believes that they're gonna get crazy sales on this baby. I've heard a prediction, very, very wild prediction of about 7 million first day. So we'll have to see what comes out of that. But that's really what I wanted to touch upon, guys. Are you guys excited? What do you think? Do you think that these rumors are all crap, or do you think that this is what we're gonna see? What do you think the Switch 2 is gonna be like? Of course, we know that it's gonna have like the whole mouse thing going. So we'll have to wait and see for real. But what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your opinions, and thank you so much for watching this video and sticking to the end. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, be good, do good things, and good things will happen to you. All right, bye guys.